Welcome back, family. This is your boy D. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, listen, that just simply means Ed. Hey, I'm back with another one, but this is a family requested video. Hey, I think of you guys as my family because we are all learning together and growing together. So, hey, this is what family is all about. This video was requested by Alfonso. Hey, Alfonso, first of all, I want to personally, and I do mean personally, thank you for leaving a comment and asking for content like that. I truly appreciate of you having the courage and having the bravery to ask that. And you know what? I'm here to deliver for you. So, the question that Alfonso asked was, could I give him really kind of a pathway or some guidance on what occurred from the time I got my CAPM on in December 2014 all the way up until my PMP. So this may even turn into a series. So what I'll do, Alfonso, is I'm gonna give you the highlight, and then we'll just dive into some details. So let's just work. So basically, family, the reason why I went after my CAPM is I was sitting in a dead end job, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was sitting in a dead end job, and I was frustrated. I was frustrated because I knew there was more in me than what they were telling me. Pay attention. What I mean by that is, family, is that I really, and back then I knew that I was destined for project management, but I didn't know it to the level that I'm experiencing it now. I just appreciated the craft so much, and the things that as I watched other project managers go through. So as I'm sitting in this dead end job and I'm frustrated. This is a contract opportunity, and their value of what a project manager is compared to what the PMBOK says, compared to what I've experienced was night and day. And so, watch this, family, is that I didn't get upset. Okay, I'm lying. I did get upset. I got upset and I got frustrated. But after I went through that, I said, you know what, there's something that I have to do. Now, I can either, one of my favorite quotes is by Vusi, and basically the quote is around either you can sit in the pain or you can move forward, but you can't have both. And so I made a decision that I wasn't going to sit in the pain, I was going to move forward. So really, Alfonso, this is what really prompted me to get my CAPM. I wish I could say, well, yeah, I was as excited. I wanted to get a certification in project management. Not at that time. At that time, I was just frustrated and angry that I was in this dead end job and and there was no forward growth. There was no forward opportunity. There was nothing looking bright. And I said, instead of me wishing and hoping upon a star and putting my career in someone else's hand, won't I take my career in my own hand, And this is what started the journey. And what started the journey was I just started studying really light, and then I started really going after it. And let me show you how life is sometimes, family, is that you can have, watch this, good intentions, but get a different outcome. Okay, you missed that. I said you can have good intentions, but end up getting a different outcome. See, listen, this is what happened, family, is that when I did all of this studying, I mean, I was studying from the time I woke up until the time I went to bed. So I would get up at around about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I would study, get on the road. I had an audio of my guy Phil. Shout out to Phil Aquinali. Go check him out at Praizion Media. But I would study the content as I'm in the car. As Zig Ziglar talked about, I would turn my vehicle into a learning machine. It was like a library. Only thing that was being played in there is anything CAPM project management related. There was no music. And listen, I'm an R&B, jazz, hip hop fan. For this time, I said I put myself on a diet. And I'm not big on diets, but what I loved about this diet I was on, I was focused. I was singular focused on getting a CAPM. And you remember what I said, you can have good intentions and sometimes get a different outcome. So I did all this work, put in all this pain, and guess what? I failed. Yeah, I failed. Family, when I walked out of that what is that, the place where you go to take your test, I forgot what it's called, I can't even remember right now. You know what it is when you get ready to take it, but anyway, it's a center where when you walk in to the place, they want to make sure that you didn't bring any of your friends with you to assist you in taking this test. What I mean by that is that you have to put all your belongings in a locker. They give you a key, and you get wanded down, and you get visually checked to make visually and like I said, wanded down, meaning you ever been to when you're going through security and sometimes they'll take a wand and just scan you, make sure you ain't got anything on you. Also, while you're in there, there's a camera, there's many cameras just staring at you to ensure that you're not trying to cheat. Because I agree, it's not fair for the people that put in the work. You shouldn't have to cheat if you put in the work. So I get through all of that, and I sit down, and I mean, I'm firing away at the answers because I feel like, again, like I got this, and like I said, I failed. And at that point, even though I had good intentions, I didn't get the right outcome. So I circled back again, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this get the best of me. So what am I going to do? So I studied even harder. So if I was getting up at 4 or 5, I started getting up at 3. See, this is one of the things, family. A lot of times is when things happen to us, we don't understand the opportunity we have to pivot and adjust. And so when you learn to pivot and adjust, it doesn't matter what happens, because now you know, okay, I didn't make it here. Let me figure out a way to improve what I'm doing here. And that's exactly what I did. So I went back to the drawing board, and like I said, I studied even harder. And good news, I passed the CAPM. When I passed the CAPM, this even gets even better. When I passed the CAPM, I get a call from a recruiter. Recruiter says, hey, I wanted to know, could we meet for lunch? Hey, no problem, because they're the person that got me into this role. And I was just thinking, hey, they were going to just talk about an extension or something of that nature. Well, that wasn't the case. What it was is that this company was making cutbacks, and they were letting go of all of their contractors, and either converting them to full time if they needed them, or just saying, hey, just letting you go. And so the purpose of the meeting with the actual recruiter was, she had another opportunity for me to transition into. She was like, but you have to have some certifications, because they're looking for someone with at least CAPM. They would love someone with a PMP, but they know if you have a CAPM that you're serious about this thing called project management. I said, you know what? It's so funny that you say that. I just recently passed my CAPM, because I understood as I'm watching. See, this is another thing, family. You have to pay attention to your surroundings. You can't just keep walking through life. You see, I'm sweating. I love this thing. Can't keep walking through life and not pay attention to what's going on around you. Sometimes we can get distracted by the frustration of where we should be or where we can be, instead of saying, okay, this is where I'm at now. How do I get to where I want to go? So anyway, I was able to transition into this new opportunity, and then from there, I took that same attitude, and I started the process of studying for the PMP. But I didn't go so hard in the beginning, because I knew that the PMP was going to take more than a 1 week boot camp or a 2 week boot camp. No disrespect, I mean this respectfully, but if you're just trying to get a certification, just to get a certification, instead of going through the certification of PMP to learn, because see, a lot of times people want degrees or certifications and things like that just to say I have it. Not me, and not you, because you're paying attention, you're listening to this video, because what we do here is create exceptional project managers. And so because we want to create exceptional project managers, we understand the importance of really learning the content. When you learn the content and the material, there's nothing that should get in your way except you. So how I challenge you is saying, when I started this journey of the PMP, I took that same framework, like I said, of studying, but I ramped it up once I felt I was ready for the PMP. Okay, let me be honest with you. I never felt that I was ready, and you're never going to feel that you're ready. But I moved, so that's why I moved forward. And it took almost 7 years from 2014 till now to get the 7 years. So basically, I got my PMP in 2021, because I was slow poking. I got comfortable again at a new role and a new position, and so I put it to the side. And then something would come up and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna start studying, and then I'll stop, and I'll start studying and I'll stop. But I have a whole series about my real true journey in taking the PMP and actually what happened. If you really want to know that PMP journey, please leave a comment. Alfonso, I hope you leave a comment and say, hey, I want to hear about that PMP journey. I'm going to give you the highs, the lows. I'm even going to tell you what most people won't tell you who's taken the PMP, because of the fear of looking embarrassed or the fear of looking like a failure. I don't mind looking like a failure. You know why? Because failure is only watch this, a window or an opportunity to learn from and grow from. Because if you never fail at anything and you're always winning, how are you going to know how to get better? Because you're just going to assume, oh, I'm just great. I'm the greatest thing since, as my grandma would say, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. No. So, family, especially you, Alfonso, I want to tell you my journey from the CAPM to getting the PMP was not easy, but it wasn't hard either. What I mean by that is saying that if you want something bad enough, you'll be willing to do what it takes to put in the necessary work, put in the necessary discipline. You could have been watching the finals, but you decided to study. You could have went out and had some drinks with your friends, but you decided to study. You could have sat there and read a book that has nothing to do with what you're trying to accomplish, but you decided to study. So I challenge you, family, today. If you want to go after this CAPM, I believe you can do it. I trust you can do it. If you need some assistance, some thoughts, some consulting of how, what I would recommend as during this process, and nothing like a 2 week or 3 week. This is going to require some time. This is going to require a couple months or more to really put in that necessary work to go after your dream. I wish you well. Alfonso, again, I really salute you for really having the courage to ask for me to create one of these videos. I hope I answered your question. If not, let me know what I left out and what you're missing. Again, I love doing this. I take this as a blessing that I have an opportunity to get on this camera to deliver a message of what I've been through to help someone or somebody to be better, to be a better project manager if they're not one, or to come into this thing we call project management. This is a beautiful field, and family, please don't miss out. Until next time, this is your boy D, and this has been another Conscious Agility Movement. Until next time, I'm out.